of today, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, you can go back to the YouTube and watch these classes again. And I need you to understand it. This base that we started from, the base of self-discovery, is the foundation of everything in life. We cannot talk about we cannot talk about change without knowing who you are. You can't be thinking about changing without thinking um, about understanding yourself. You must first understand yourself before you can talk about change. You must first understand yourself before you can talk about change. And that's why the critical place to start from is self-awareness. And I've talked about your personality thrives on four major points. Thrives on your values, thrives on your um, competencies and gifts, thrives on your belief, thrives on your standards. So you need to ask yourself this question: what are my beliefs? You know, it's funny how you think you know some things until you want to write about it. I don't know if that's happened to any of you before. I say, I know it, I know it. Okay, talk about it, and you find yourself stammering. Oh, I know it. Write about it, then you find yourself you can't even find what to write. That's what I want you to do. At the end of the day, I want you to attempt to write a sentence about yourself. And the sentence should capture your values, your beliefs, your standards, and what was the first thing I said, your competence. If you can write a statement that can capture these four aspects of you, then I can tell you you are on a journey. You are on a journey to greatness. Because until you know you cannot even begin to try it. Until you know who you are and you can write and you can talk about it, you understand it clearly, then you can say, I can say to you that you have started a journey. If you cannot describe yourself, if you cannot say this is who I am, the journey has not begun. You may look like you're doing something, but because it doesn't have base, even if you run with it for a while, you get tired, the other things will come and affect you and you give up on it. So you must, this is so fundamental to your journey of success. Okay, so we want to take it up from where we are now. You have discovered who you are. Now you want to talk about development. Now, so what does it take to be developed? Huh? So let me share my screen with you. Uh, let me share my screen with you so we can begin this other class. Okay. Here we go. Let me know if you see my. Can you see? Let me know if you see. Let me know if you can see my screen. Yes, okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so we go on. So this time we're looking at self-development. And it's a pathway to greatness. What we're saying is that if you have now discovered yourself, you know your roots, you know your foundation, you know where you are, you know your values, you know your standards, you know the things that make you feel alive. You are self-aware. You know why you are alive. You know why you have been created. You know who you are. You know the competencies and your skills. You know you are clear and certain about who you are. Then how do you begin to develop yourself? How do you understand your personality and then your development? That's what we want to talk about in the class. So what are the content? We're looking at personality. We're looking at temperament testing and profiling. That's the document I sent ahead. Remember, I sent a document to all that we're supposed to look at. How many of us have filled in? You have filled in your the personality test. If you have it close by, please bring it out because we're going to deal with it now. I remember I asked you to do it. If you have it printed, fine. If you have it on your laptop, I want to bring it out. And then we'll go through the growth mindset. Why should you grow? Change is about growth. Change is about growth. If you're going to development is about growth. If you're going to move from where you are at now to the dream that you have, the clear the picture of you see for the future, that's we're talking about growth. There has to be growth. There has to be a movement from where you are to somewhere else. And then we're going to be talking about developing a clear vision for your future. Because success does not just strive on your capacity to know yourself. Success strives on your vision. So you must also have a vision, have dedication and commitment to your vision, and ditch mediocrity and dream big. Then we look at the mind development and then emotional development. Emotional development is part of our personality. So we're going to take all that together. Yeah, so today, let's start with personality. Let's start with personality. I may stop my screen to look at that personality test. I'm not sure if I have it on this. So you are uniquely created for a purpose. We have talked about, and because you understand that you are uniquely created for a purpose, then there is a personality that you have. Your personality is about your person. And when we talk about your person, we're talking about things like your degree of openness, your degree of conscientiousness, your degree of neuroticism. I'm going to explain what these mean to you. Your degree of agreeableness and your degree of extraversion. How many of us have met people before that you feel like, what's wrong with this guy? Why does this guy behave this way? Have you been, and I'm not even going to say have you, I am sure that you have been, okay, Akinola Rodian, the one you sent on the chat box, is it your own personal one? Is this the one you are using personally? John, okay, thank you. But I don't want you to send your own. Don't worry. Don't send it to us. You look at it yourself now. When I'm going to open it and share on the screen, and then you bring out your own that you have answered, and we will look at it to analyze your personality. What I want to do with this class is to help you understand your personality. And then you now see how you can work on your personality to develop yourself and become a better person. Listen, life is about growth, and we must grow. You cannot be the same person that you were. I like the fact that I don't know who was telling us, was it Trans that said he didn't understand himself until he went for NYSC, and then because he went to a new environment, he had the opportunity to understand himself. I'm telling you, those who knew him before, when they now see him now, they will now see he's a different person. Why? There's been a growth, there's been a shift. He has moved from where he used to be. That's what this is about. You must be able to move from where you are at. It's not enough to know yourself. You must be growing. Just like any living thing has the capacity to grow. Because you are a living thing, you are a person, you cannot be stagnant. You must grow. And if you will grow, you must go in every aspect of your life. We're looking at your personality and how you can grow it and grow yourself into greatness. Are we together? If you are with me and you understand what I'm saying, I want you to put a yes and yes. That's all. Do you understand? Say yes. Let me see your yes or your thumbs up or something. I need to know that you are here with me. I'm waiting. Great. Thank you. God bless you. Well, I need more yeses. I'm waiting for your yeses. I need to know you're here. Okay? Great. Well done. Well done. Well done. So we want to we want to understand how you have been wired. You know why some people behave wrongly? It's because they don't understand themselves. And that's the issue. The reason why you have all kinds of faulty personality is because you don't understand yourself. If you understand yourself, you will be able to do better than what you're doing. The reason why people have failures in the office is because they don't understand it. The reason why you get a job and you get stuck sometimes is because it's basically on personality issue. Some of us, the reason why you can't keep a proper job is because of your personality issue. The reason why you can't keep a relationship that will work and that will have a great future is because of your personality, because you don't understand your personality. And if you don't understand the concept of personality, you can't understand another person. I had the privilege of teaching 15-year-olds this topic. And I'm telling you, it was amazing when they realized that, oh, this is why I behave like this. This is why this person is like this. And it created a whole lot of change. There's something about self-awareness. If you understand your personality, you are empowered in your relationship and everywhere you find yourself. You are empowered in your workplaces, in your churches or in your mosque, at home, in your relationship. You are empowered in human relations. This gives you capacity to relate with everybody, whether with your children or with your spouses or with your parents or with your pastors or with your employees or your employer. It gives you capacity to manage and know how to relate, how to work. If you are empowered to manage your relationship. Now, listen, you must discover the uniqueness of the character. And here are the major things that use to determine personality. Now, when we talk about openness, the question is not everybody that is open, true or false? Some people don't like to talk. Are we together? Some people can be in a place for a whole day and they will not say a thing. Like you have some people on this platform now who may say that, I'm not going to say anything, even if they are. Even to type in the chat box, they don't want to type, you know, because they are not open. They are not open people. They don't like to talk. But as much as that is good, it also has its downside. So conscientiousness speaks to the capacity to want to do right, the, the propensity to always be correct. People who are conscientious in character are people who like to do their things deeply. They like to do their things well. They don't like to be shabby. There are people who like to be prim and proper. You know what it means to be a prim and proper kind of person. They like to do everything. Everything is perfect. They like to be in order. You enter into the room of a conscientious person, everything is orderly. They enjoy order. They don't like, you can't see things flying any around. If you get to a conscientious person, if you put things on the table and someone comes and moves it, you can say, who moved my cup on here? This is where I kept it. It should be here. You know, and as much as that is a good feature, it can also be a weakness. So when you are too conscientious, you are going to give people around you problems. What did you say? I put it there. I just said, no, put it back. So you're going to be people are going to why is this person like this? It's like, you know, somebody is already saying that to throw me. Okay, fine. It's good to know. There are those who are extroverted. Extrovertedness is about people who like, they're very open. They're outside. There's no hiding. They are not ashamed to display anything. They can play, they can jump on anybody, they are quick to hug, they are the very happy kind of people. They want to be the party, they are the party people. They are anywhere they get to, everybody will know, hey, everybody is greeting him everywhere. It's extraversion because they are people, they are people. If that's the way to put it. There are people who like to relate with so many people. Their exact level of extraversion. Extraversion is the capacity to interact. That's what it talks about. Then agreeableness. When you talk about agreeableness, is the degree to which you can agree with other people. You know, some people are very, very contentious. They're very argumentative. They always would want to have the last say on a subject matter. Even if what the other person is saying is true, and they will say, yes, it's true, but they will still look for something to add because by nature, they just feel that they are not so agreeable. There are people that it's difficult to agree with. They see things where others are not seeing. And it's not necessarily a bad character. It is actually, it's not necessarily a bad character. It is just about the fact that they are people who are detailed and they see things that others don't see. Sometimes, so when people are generally talking about things, they can have a different perspective too. And they can tell you, no, have you considered this perspective? And it may look like, no, they are not agreeing with you, but that's because they have a different perspective and they see things different. So, and again, the other perspective to it is neuroticism. So now, neuroticism. Neuroticism is about people who, it's about the tendency to always feel sorrowful. Now, so there are people who are in this category. No, they are afraid, they are more susceptible to fear, they are susceptible to criticism, they feel bad when people don't speak well of them. They largely depend on approval of other people, and you can rob them of their joy easily. And they can feel sad easily. They are quick to tears. They feel offended so quickly. I don't like what you did. In fact, I'm not talking to you again. You can't, yeah, they're those kind of people. Neurosis. Now, if you're following me, you will see that these five features are the things that determine the person's personality. We all have different degrees of all of these things in our car. Different degrees, different degrees. Now, so what we want to do, and what we have done with this temperament profiling test is to now help you find out where exactly you fall in. There are two major types of personality according to psychology. They are either introvert or extrovert. And I want you to follow me. There are introvert or extrovert. Some of us are familiar with it. There are broad categories. There are other narrower categories. We call them in four different names. We call them choleric, sanguine, phlegmatic, and melancholic that you have in this diagram here. That these are the four broad categories of personality. There are other personality profiling tests that will give you maybe comes in different names or comes in acronyms and all that, but they basically test the same thing. So if you go online and you look for the Dix assessment, or you look for Winslow personality test, or you look for Myers-Briggs personality test, you find various types of this personality test in online to help you find basis for your personality. This principle I'm teaching you, you will need it for the rest of your life. Because if you're even going to get employed, I can assure you, HR people consider this to determine those they employ. HR people consider this to determine whether they retain you in your office or they don't retain you. This is so important. It's so important. Are we together? So what we're going to do now is we're going to look at our personality test, the one you wrote, and I will explain to you. Okay, before I go to it, now let's look at it. For choleric, people who fall within this red category, please, if you are with me, let me see you in the chat. Tell me you are with me. And I need you to use this to begin to think about yourself. Okay? For cholerics are people that are fearless. They are people that are daring. They are direct. They are people who are very decisive. They are not, some people may call them insensitive. Some people may call them unemotional. But the truth is that they are fearless people. They don't succumb to people's emotions. They are not so much of a people person. They are extroverts. They fall on the extrovert category. choleric and sanguine are both extroverts. So they are actually more outgoing. They are relating with people. But a choleric person is a go-getter. A choleric person can prefer people above, can prefer process against people, above people. Here's what I mean. For a choleric, if a choleric is a manager of a business, the choleric doesn't care if you tell me, I don't, I couldn't, I came late today because I was trying to take my child to school. Okay, a choleric person can look at you and say, okay, no problem. The next time you say I was taking my child to school, the next thing a choleric person will tell you, I don't care if your child gets late to school, don't get late to my work again. Because not because he's a wicked person, but because he is more concerned about the work. He's more concerned about what he wants to achieve. He's more concerned about his goals. He's tactless. Tactless means that he's not saying, okay, let me take carefully. Let me not offend this person. Collect people don't pander to people's emotion or people's opinion. They do things what they believe. They are direct about it. They say it and they go. Sometimes you call them insensitive when they are in the excessive. So when you are a choleric, you must look at those things that are on the negative side for you and see, how do I handle this issue, this negativity? How do I handle this negativity? That's what happens to a choleric person. If you are a sanguine, let me go quickly to the sanguine. Sanguine people are fun-loving people, enthusiastic. They are energetic. They are all over the place. They are the type they can want to handle 4, 5 things at the same time. So they are here, they are there. If they are in clubs, if they are in school, they can belong to 4 clubs. They are the ones that will be in social. They will, if they are in churches, they are also, they can be in several service units. They are everywhere. They want to be in ushering. They want to be in choir. They want, because they are people. Huh? They love people. They are expressive. They are, some call them noisy. When they enter a place, they are the very, they can't enter into a place and just simply enter quietly. They will go around, shake everybody. Hey, high five, high five. They are the sanguine kind of people. Then again, you have the phlegmatic. Sorry, phlegmatic. Phlegmatic are on the other side. They are the extrovert. I mean, the introvert. If you think you fall within the first two categories, let me see your hand. Or say I am. Let me hear you. See your yes. You fall within choleric or sanguine. Let me see your hand. Put something in the chat box. Say yes. This is who I am. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. Let's do this together. I'm waiting for you. Waiting for your comment. Hello. Nobody. Okay. I need to know you are a mix, Bob. You are 50% choleric. You have a degree of choleric. Correct. Okay. Uh, correct. Okay. So thank you. So if you are for the introvert, you have the phlegmatic. Phlegmatic are kind. They are loving. They are the kind of people that are very loyal. Phlegmatics are trustworthy and dependable. Phlegmatics are soft-spoken, gentle people. They are the type that the Yoruba people will say, you can put water in their mouth and you will meet it there. They are hardly expressive. They are quiet, you know, and sometimes they are timid. In fact, that's one of their downsides. They are timid. They are so peaceful that they can take a lot of shit. Sorry, I said that. Oh, did I say shit? But I mean that they can be very, very tolerated. They can be so patient. with people. Someone said it's 100% phlegmatic. Sorry, Gina. 100%. I didn't mean that you take it. I was just going to say that you're very tolerant. Okay. Uh, okay. What else? They are relaxed, but they can be timid. The downside of phlegmatic people is that they can be very slow in decision making. They are not decisive like choleric people. They can analyze a matter and not take a decision. They can they can stay on what spot and bear with something that is not good for so long. So that's their downside. So if you are a flag, you need to begin to look at where am I doing this thing excess. And they don't open up to relationships quickly. They don't usually have plenty friends. And not plenty. They don't even have a lot of friends. Even though when they do have friends, they can be very loyal to the friendship. In fact, they can be loyal to the friendship even to a fault. Okay. I don't even care. Okay, so you admit that you can be timid. I see. Great. Then melancholy people, let's move to melancholy. They are perfections. These people are the people who have the eyes for detail. They are the ones that are very high on conscientiousness. They are high on conscientiousness because they want their things accurately done. They want to, and then they are diplomatic. They know how to, they are tactful. They know how to handle relationships. So if they want to say something, they can say, they will say it in a way that the person will not, they can tell, as long as that you can tell someone to go to hell and he would love to go there. Melancholy people. They are diplomatic. They can tell you go to hell and you will look forward to go. They are thoughtful, they are cautious, they don't do things, they think through things before doing it. They are critical. So when you have a melancholy person on a team, they can be so good to help you in monitoring and evaluation. So they are the type that can see things that are not done well and quickly point it out. Sometimes people call them critical. Their criticism is too much. Some people say, what's the one? They are too perfect. You are always looking for everything perfect. They are perfectionists. People can get a bit irritated when they are in their full-fledged performance, but they have their benefit is so important. Awesome. So it's good that you are saying. Now, however, let me say to you, I hear some people say it's on their 100%. The truth is that you cannot be 100% of any temperament. There's usually a mixture. And this is where we will now go. You can't be 100% of any temperament. You're a mixture of one, but there will be one that is dominant. There will be one that is more dominant than the other. So I want us to now go to the text, the profiling document. Let me stop sharing this, and then I'll go to that question that we filled. Personality. Okay, question. Okay, so let me share this with you now. Are we together? If you're learning something, let me hear you in the chat. Say, I'm learning. I'm Yes, I did say you can have more than one. Nobody is exclusively one temperament. And so this is the question we sent to you. This is the question we sent to you. Have you seen my screen? Yes, great. Good to know. Okay, so can you see my screen now? So this is the question. So let me see, how many of us had the highest number of one in group one? You have the highest number of one in group one. Let me see you put your Say yes in the chat. Group 1, highest number of 1. Tell me the figure you had. I want us to now go to the results of it. If you fill the personality test, remember I said that you should answer the question either 1 to 3, and then rank, you put 1, 2, or 3, or whatever you do. And then you now add what's the total number of 1 you have in this group 1. What's the total number of 1? Let me see. 7. Gina, you had 7. Is 7 your highest in group? 7 your highest? And Gina, you said you are what? What temperament did you say you were?
Hello, ma. I said I'm 100% male and 50% choleric.
Okay, so you see that. Yes. Now I like that. So from the test, thank you for speaking out. From the test now, you have your highest in group 1 represents the choleric. Deliberately did not put the name, so you don't just say, okay, I'm choleric, but so that you can answer the question. And then that way you really tell. If you had answered the questions genuinely, it means that you are higher. So what did you get in melancholy, or which is the second one you told me?
Ma?
Your highest. Gina, your second highest is in which group?
Okay, the second one.
Your second highest is in which group?
It's 2.
Your second highest is in what?
2.
Okay, so tell me, you said you have 100% melancholy.
Yes, ma. Hello, ma.
Is that what you said? I'm
Yes,
hearing
ma.
you. So here's what we need to do. You would let me go over that. So your highest, when the highest one, I need you to understand that's where that is your dominant temperament. The one that has the next highest is the other one you have. So, like I said, nobody has 100%. You can have a combination of 2, which is stronger. The other ones may be lower and maybe insignificant. But the highest number of 1s and the next to it is usually your combination of temperament. So you see that your choleric is correct because you actually have the highest number in choleric. And choleric people are very interesting to have in the team. In fact, anything that does not have a choleric is most likely going to be behind because you need them. They are go-getters. They usually fall into leadership. Most of the time, they make better leaders. You find, can you give me an example of a leader who is the choleric from what you know now? An example of a leader is the choleric. Let me put that in the chat box.
Ma, is it a name of a leader I know or myself?
Not only you, a leader please. Put it in the chat box. Put it in the chat box. Put it in the chat box. Yes. God bless you. Trump. Trump is a choleric. He's a big time choleric. General Sani Abacha. Okay. Maybe. Kind of. Yeah, I agree. He was actually choleric. So they usually make good leaders, I tell you. They make good leaders. They can have their excesses, but they make good leaders. What's his name? Adolf Hitler was a choleric. Yes, I like that. Bishop Oyedepo is a choleric, a chief choleric. If you know them, if you know it, you see it once. Once you see them, you will know it because it speaks in their character. They make good leaders. They are people, they are go-getters. They don't pander on things. They take decisions and they move. They are not there moving, up and down. They are, even though they can have excesses, and that's why you need a balance. You need a balance. You can't just be one because there are excesses. And that's where you will need to discipline yourself in controlling the excesses of your temperament. Okay, so group two, these are sanguines, actually. These are the sanguines. The sanguines are also extroverts, as we talked about. Then sanguines, they like, they generate enthusiasm around people and people are excited around them, you know. They have problem of time management because they can get carried away. Let's go there, they're there. Let's go here, they're there. They are all over place. My friend, I'm going to see my friend. My friend is doing party. They are so much into people that they can lose themselves. So they actually have challenge with time management. They're like that. Let me see you. If you are in sanguine, let me see you. But they are motivators. They are high motivators. You need them in everything. They are crusaders. They will make good marketers. They can sell. So me say, great. They can sell, they can convince people. You add in 6 1 in sanguine, beautiful. Sometimes we think that if you already know these classifications, it's easy for you to want to say, okay, I am this. No, but you need to now interrogate what you claim to be. That's why this question help you to interrogate without making you know the name. So when you interrogate and you answer these questions properly, you can tell, you know, they like people to be around them. They do their best when when they feel like people are happy what they are doing, they are their best. Group three people are the phlegmatic. Group three people are the phlegmatic. They are patient and understanding. They are good listeners. If you are looking for people who are good listeners, you find them here. They are loyal. You can have a phlegmatic as a manager of a company. They can be there. You see that the ones that like people they can be there for 20 years. So long as it's stable, nobody is sacking them. They are enjoying their life. They are loyal. They can be loyal to anybody. And so they have to be careful. You know, you had 9 1 in group 3 and 4. My God, you must be, I don't know, you must be a serious extrovert. I mean, introvert. You need to work on that. That means you are so much into yourself, you don't even move out at all. You need to work on that. You see, that's why you do this study. So you begin to see yourself and see what to improve. So if you look at number four people are the melancholy. The melancholy people, they can you can count on them to carry out that. When we're talking about people that are dependable, so they are here and they are detailed. Do this, do this, do this, you know. Yes, they may have a bit of difficulty in expressing themselves, but when it comes to intelligence, they are also there. They are extremely detailed. They have eyes for what other people are not seeing. Their problem is that they are concerned often by what people think about because they want to be perfectionists. So sometimes they overanalyze and analyze, analyze, analyze until they defeat the analysis. And you'll not be able to move forward. Similarly, you had 9 in. So what we must do, I haven't said, it's good that, and I want you to now write this temperament on your results. Write the name there so that you can see. And then take your time, go and study more about it. And then see how you can become a better personality. What can you improve? If you are a Christian, I will urge you to look for a book called Spirit Controlled Temperament. Spirit Controlled Temperament, and go and read that book. Then you will see that it will analyze all of these temperaments and tell you how you can improve on all of it. It's written by him and Beverly Lyons. Yes, thank you, Charles. Very important. No, spirit control temperament, the one that both the husband and the wife wrote. So because they look at it from both the perspective of the female and male, so it's more robust. If you can find the one by Kim and Beverly Lyne, both of them, spirit control temperament, it's a it's a book that you must read. And then I think if you have some other leadership books too, you will find them there. So how you can improve your personality. It helps you a lot. Okay, so having gone through that, I'm sure you have a perspective of who you are and where you are at and what you should be, where you should go, what you should start improving on, like that. So I want us to move forward. Okay, so having said that, having known your personality, then you need to understand vision. You must have a vision. Right? I need to rush up quickly because we must end this class latest by 2 o'clock. Uh-huh. So if you must understand you must have a vision. And what is vision? Vision, I define vision. There are several definitions of vision. So don't worry. I need all of you to take your time. Please after this class, settle down with that temperament. Look at yourself again, and then see what are the positive things and the downside, and see how we are going to improve on it. So let's move on with the class. Now, vision. We are into vision. Why do you need vision? Vision is what helps you to run. You need a vision for the future. Yeah, you need to develop a clear vision. And what is vision? Vision is what you see. It's about your eyes. It's about the perspective of life that you have, especially for the future. I personally define vision as acquiring a picture of your imagined future on a seasonal basis. And I put that because you see, vision is seasonal. What you see, what vision you have for yourself, what I saw for myself when I was in secondary school, it's not the same, absolutely the same as I'm seeing for myself now because I am growing. My vision will grow. My purpose does not change, but my vision can change. Vision is embedded in your purpose. Once you know your purpose, then your vision comes to you on a phase by phase basis. You begin to understand deeper and clearer what your life and your future should be. So you must have a clear picture. That clear picture, you must contemplate areas such as your family life, your friends, your career, success, health, quality of life you want to have, spiritual connection, personal growth, career development, all of that. So you must have a clear vision for all these aspects of your life. Believe me, if you are living a life without clear vision on all these things, you realize that too many things you'll be missing out on too many things. You can just we started 2023, and before you know it is December, and you'll be wondering what have I achieved this year. Why? You didn't have a clear cut vision of what your life wants to look like, or what you want your life to look like. That's the problem. So we must have a clear vision and draw the vision in line with the different aspects of life. So I always tell people when I left the university, I created a 15-year program for my life. Clear, clear picture in every area: career, family, finance, health. I clear picture. And I tell you, 50 years after, everything I wrote down came to pass. Not because I'm superhuman, but because when you have a vision, then you can run. If you are a Christian, the Bible says you must write down the vision, make it plain so you can run. If you don't write it down, how can you run with it? So you must not, don't say, oh, I have a vision. What is it? Put it down. Have manuals, have journals that you keep and you write down what you want to achieve in every area of it. It's so critical. If your life is going to have meaning, then you must have a clear, clear vision. And then if you're going to develop, remember we started from the vision of from the picture of yourself by understanding yourself. You have self self discovery. And from the discovery, now we are moving to self development. But if you're going to develop, you must need vision. If you're going to develop, you must understand your person. That's why we are looking at this issue. And then you put everything together, you see that you become a better person as you begin to explore all of this. So, how do you self develop? What is the critical thing that helps you develop? If you are going to develop, then you must have what we call a growth mindset. Something spoke to it when she gave us, when she had a chance to speak. Then, if you are going to develop, then you must have a growth mindset. And you need to understand that growth mindset is not automatic. Some people have what you call a fixed mindset. So if you look at the image I have here, I have fixed mindset versus growth mindset. A fixed mindset person avoids challenges. A fixed mindset person thinks, I'm okay the way I am. Please, I don't want to, I don't have to do what everybody is doing. So when somebody says, come for a program to improve yourself, a fixed mindset person will feel, look, I beg, I'm even tired of all this program. Let me do what I'm doing. A fixed mindset person avoids challenges. They are comfortable with where they are. They are the people that like the mediocre style. You don't want to challenge yourself. You don't want to take advantage of opportunity. Huh? So people who have fixed mindset they focus on proving themselves to others. And that's a major issue. You don't need to feel like I need to prove myself. What you just need to do is that I need to challenge myself. And I tell people around me that your biggest competition is not somebody else. You shouldn't think of growing because you want to make somebody else believe in you. That should not be the focus. It's not about proving to other people. It's about challenging yourself. You are your biggest competition. I say to myself, my biggest competition was my yesterday. I don't want to remain the person I was 2 days ago. I don't want to remain the person I was last year. So I run an organization and we don't want to have the same level of success we had last year. We're looking at getting better results. I have been increasing our client base, increasing our profitability. A growth mindset keeps you choosing to break break the status quo and want to move to a higher level. And you don't feel, those who have fixed mindset, they feel threatened by other people's success. So remember, I said it's not about the other person. It's not about proving yourself to other people. It's about you. Now, if someone with a fixed mindset, like finds it difficult to accept failures and mistakes. So because you make a mistake, you just get angry and say, I'm not. So because you didn't come up top, you say, I'm even dropping this one. Or because you failed a professional course, first time, second time, look, I'm not doing it again and you give up. It's not for me. That's a fixed mindset. So, but someone who has a growth mindset views challenges as opportunities. You embrace constructive feedback. So when people come to you and say, I think you can do this thing better, you can do this thing better, you should have done it this way, you would have been a better result. A person with a growth mindset will not say, please leave me alone. That's how you could just like to say everything. No, I know what I'm doing. That concept, people who like to say, I know what I'm doing. There are people who don't like growth. You just leave me alone. I'm okay that way. I know what I'm doing. And I believe, I kid you not, most of the time we've been in that position. Even sometimes when your parents are talking to you, they leave me, I know what I'm doing. That I know what I'm doing thing is a fixed mindset that keeps people down. But when you choose to grow, then you say to yourself, okay, even when it was okay, if you need to apologize, I'm sorry. If you make a mistake and your boss corrects you or gives you a query, quickly do an apology. I apologize, and then organize yourself how this thing will not happen. People with growth mindset, they are inspired by other people's success. So you see a Toby Amuso who got a gold medal in the Olympics. I'm excited. Even if you are just trying to start your own sporting career, why? Your success motivates you to say, I can be like, I can even do that. So, and people with growth mindset always improve their skills. That is the real thing. They must increase their skills, improve their skills. I want us to move forward quickly. And then you need to be dedicated and committed to your vision. To be dedicated to your vision means that you must be diligent. What does it mean to be diligent? Pursuing that thing consistently. To be diligent means to be working at a goal consistently. You're not giving up. You're not lazy. Some people think success comes by accident or by jumping the gun. You can't afford to be lazy. You have to look at it. How can I be the best in this area? It doesn't mean that you pull other people down. Remember, the growth mindset is not about another person. It's not about outshining somebody else. It's about being the best version of yourself. So you need to be determined to say, this is what I'm going to do. Yes, it doesn't mean you're not going to face obstacles. You're going to face obstacles, but it's dedication that will translate your gain into reality. You have to be disciplined again. You have to be disciplined. Be disciplined means that you put yourself under certain constraints so that you can achieve your goal. That's what discipline means. That you put yourself under certain rules and constraints so that you can achieve your goal. So you cannot want to tell me that you are in university, for instance, or you are running or you are graduated, you want to become a professional um, HR expert, for instance, and you are not thinking of taking the professional exam. If you want to take the professional exam, you have to look at how do I do it. I'm working and I want to improve my career. It means that perhaps your weekend you dedicate to going for lectures for your professional course. It means you must be disciplined. When others are sleeping and watching movies, that's not the time for you. You are not the one that it's not a bad thing to watch movie, but because you have a goal, you have a vision ahead of you. For now, you put movie aside and say, let me face this thing. You want to write ICANN, but you are not creating time to study. And then you say, oh, God is not good to you. So the discipline part you cannot take away. And then you need to be zealous. What does zeal mean? Zeal means deep passion, a strong passion. That's what zeal means. A strong passion. So you must have that passion to get your work done and stay focused on your vision. Stay focused on your vision. How do we ensure that we continue to develop ourselves? Teach mediocrity. Please, what is mediocrity? What is mediocrity? People who like to be average. Mediocrity does not mean somebody is normal. Mediocrity is someone who just likes an average life. um, I'm okay. And unfortunately in school, some of us grew up with that mindset. Okay, if I just get average, if I just get a 60, I'm fine. Let me just be at C, at least no carryover. I'm fine. That's a mediocre mentality. A mediocre, just they give you an assignment in the office, then you wait till last minute and you rush it up and do it, and then you submit to your boss. There's plenty error, and then your boss is wondering, why is this person behaving like this? And then you expect promotion. A mediocre just thinks you can have low standards, low standards of yourself. They are mediocres are masters of procrastination. They are the ones who what you can do today, you say I'll do tomorrow. I like I say they are half-hearted people. They put half-hearted effort in everything they do. And that's not the way to success. If you're going to be great, you must not be half-hearted. I'm going to use this funny example, but I have to use it. It's amazing how that we have heard this election period. I heard this. I think I even heard some people saying that what's it called? Maybe that's not it. Let me not do anything that will make me sound. But at the same time, I don't want to use that example again. Importantly, we must not carry a mindset of a mediocre. You must not. You must always carry a mindset that I must be the best at what I'm doing. It doesn't mean that you would fight, and do illegal things. Remember that you're a person of value. So it doesn't mean you will do all that to get your results, but you will follow process. You will do the right thing and then dedicate to it for you to become successful. You dream big, think big, believe big all the time. And I tell you, this is so. Remember, we talked about in the first class this mindset of I'm not good enough, I'm not beautiful enough. Is a mindset that destroys. So you must carry the mindset of big. I can do it. I can have the people that are having the good the results you admire. Do they have two heads? Do they have 2 legs? Oh, yes, they do. Do they have 4 legs? I don't know, but I doubt it. They're all having, my someone, Bishop Edeko always says this. He says, black is not synonymous to lack. You don't think that because you are a black man, you must be at the back. And I love what some black young boys have been doing, and young girls as well, in the industry, in the tech industry. Nigerians are doing well. Look at our people who went to Olympics last year and they, showed a lot of good results. Who says that because you are Nigerian, you can't be global? Think big. Don't just sentence yourself to a life of ordinary, of mediocrity, of normal life. That's my desire, and that's what I urge you people to be. And to do that, you need to develop your mind. If you are going to become great, learn new skills. Please, I want you to help me put it in the chat again. Learn new skills. Say, I need to learn new skills. So I don't know, maybe from the first class, you have done an audit of yourself. Remember, I talked about yourself. I said, in describing yourself, you need to talk about your skills, your soft skills, your art skills. So what skills do you have? What skills do you have? Ask yourself. Learn new skills. Assess yourself. You want a job. We're talking about Nigeria. There is no job. There's no job. Unemployment is there. But you, let me tell you, you cannot be skillful and not get jobs. I can assure you that. Unfortunately, last year we put together a program, we invited a lot of young people, created opportunities, and then we offered, and still some people cannot meet up with these things because they will not just learn. Learn new skills. It's not just enough to pray. I know some of you are Christians, you are Muslims. Don't just pray. Go and learn skills. It is skills that will determine your value. What can you do? Cultivate, you need to cultivate curiosity. And what is curiosity? Ask questions. Now we are in this kind of platform like this. Opportunities, you have opportunity to ask questions. You will meet several people. If the facilitator cannot answer your question, there may be somebody who in the group who can answer your question. Ask questions, be curious, go online, find out. There are YouTube classes you can attend. There are free courses, trainings you can attend. There are 1,001 things you can do with your time. And you know what? This period that you are in, this our age group, is the best time to develop yourself. I kid you not. This is the best time to develop yourself. After now, you may become so overwhelmed with so many things that even to learn will be difficult. I can tell you, even as I am, I'm still learning. Averagely in a week, I'm either in one professional course that I do by Zoom or something. I'm learning. It may just be 1 hour. I can quickly log in and I learn a new thing. There are opportunities for us and things that we must learn. Are we together? Are we together? And then read books, take up challenges. Sometimes you need to go and get ready to do something for free. Some of you are just so carried away by the fact that you want to make money, you can't volunteer. Go and volunteer in an organization for the purpose of the learning you will learn. If you don't get to an organization, some of you don't have computer. You don't know how to use computer. And you will not go to a cyber cafe and tell the person who owns the cyber cafe that I want to work with you. And let me just be supporting you. Don't pay me so much. In the place, while you are attending to people, you can use the computer and learn. These are opportunities that are around, but young people are too blindfolded with distractions that you don't take advantage of opportunities. You don't know how to use computer. If your friend knows that, you cannot go and meet the friend and say, teach me. Instead, you go and be watching movie on the laptop. You have a laptop, you don't know how to do Excel, but you can watch movie. And then you want a good job. See, the truth may be hard, and I like to tell you the truth. Sometimes I get so disappointed when I see young people that you even want to offer them help, and they are not even looking like they want to develop themselves. So take up challenges. Take up challenges and stay focused. Avoid the distraction. Avoid distraction. So distraction comes in different directions, in different ways. Sometimes it is about relationship. You don't have business going around with some friends you're going around with. Friends who don't share the same value with you. You have no business with them. Someone you want to grow, the other person wants to play, and you are going around. You cannot go in the same direction. Why are you together? Wrong things that you do, wrong time. Sometimes distraction is not in the thing you are doing, but in the time you are doing. You are doing a right thing, but at the wrong time. Eh? Right thing. There's nothing wrong with watching movie. I always say it's okay if the movie has good content and good value. But if you are watching it when you're supposed to be preparing for an exam, you are wrong. You're wrong. If you're watching it when you're supposed to be sleeping and then you get to the office and be dozing in the front desk, you're wrong. So these are realities. There's nothing wrong with watching movies. Go do it at the right and make sure the content adds value to your life. So must stay. A focus is the art of staying focused, stay on your target and be committed to the goal until you get it. Until you get it. All right. Okay. So I want us to quickly take questions and then we'll wrap up for today. Wow. We're almost uh, seriously behind schedule. Please, apology. Maybe you give us extra 5-10 minutes so we can take your questions and then we'll close for today. Is that okay by you? I was hoping to get your feedback. Is that okay? All right, all right, great. Okay, so let me have questions. You want to ask questions, whether about the personality, and then self-development, other things. Please let me see your hand. You can raise your hand or give your comment, or you want to share something you learned. We must do a recap. That is how I know that you have learned from this class. You must answer, you must ask questions. You must ask me questions. I am here for you, me. I have dedicated my time to help you. So you must ask me questions. Bolaji, can unmute and ask the question. Bolaji, unmute and ask the question. I can see your hand up.
It's not a question. I just need the slides.
Bolaji, I have read it earlier. I can't give you slides, but you can go back to the YouTube and find it. It will be there.
Oh.
Once this class will download and upload to the YouTube so you can access
No
it.
problem. No problem. Thank you.
All right. All right. Okay. Anybody else? Question, question, question. Question, question, question. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
On
Hello,
you.
good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I can't hear you. Do your network. Oh, Abdul Fattah, is that? I don't want to miscall your name. Yes, Abdul Fattah. Yes, go ahead. You're muted, but we can't hear you. Oh, we can't hear you. Okay, let me see. Any question in the chat room? Okay, it said, does personality affect? Okay, does your personality affect you as a person? If that's what you're asking, of course, your personality is your person. It's part of who you are. Your personality is part of who you are. So it affects you. Your personality affects you because you see, your personality is what determines the way you behave. So if, for instance, you are a melancholy person, it's about your behavior. It means that you will not, the way you behave in a team, you will be the type that will be looking out for the details, which is a good thing. Even if it is in your own life, you will be the type that is focused on developing yourself. You'll be focused on building your capacity. You are a detailed person, and then you are such a person that also is dependable. You see things that are wrong, and then that means you can be good as a teacher or as a person who can be like a monitor. For instance, in an organization, we have what we call the uh, M&E department. You have the monitoring and evaluation. Those are people that go around to check if the system is following the order. They are looking out to ensure that everything is in order. A melancholy person will operate effectively and strongly in that place because there are people that are very orderly. They have a high level of conscientiousness. They want to be sure that this thing is here, this thing is here. However, it can also be a weakness because if you look out for details too much, if you are one you are a perfectionist as a melancholy person, you are a perfectionist. That means that you won't be able to take decision on time. You want to wait until everything is perfect before you move. That can be a disadvantage. That can be, if you are waiting to get all the facts before you move, then you can't even be a good business leader because business leaders take risks. Sometimes, sometimes you don't have everything figured out, but you have majority of the things figured out, and then you say, okay, let me launch out. If I make mistakes, I will learn and I will move on. So melancholy people always find they don't want to make mistakes. They are always perfect. They want to be perfect. They don't want to try something and fail. So they can we say that those kind of people suffer what we call analysis paralysis. So they are trying to organize, they're trying to analyze, and in the midst of doing all that, trying to ensure everything is perfect, they become paralyzed because they don't move at the time they're supposed to move. And when you don't take a decision and move at the right time, you can actually lose out. You can do that. If you're a business person, there is or not even business person only, there is a timing to certain things. When you don't move at the right time, you can miss out. So if you are so engrossed in your melancholy that you want all the I's dotted and all the T's crossed before you move, sometimes you have lost the opportunity before you. So there has to be a balance. So me think, please go ahead, unmute and let's go.
Okay, ma'am. My question is like kind of simple because I feel I fall more under the melancholic part because there are some times that I'm so critical that I often analyze myself as a person.
Okay.
So there are sometimes I want to make decisions and
Network. Oh my. So Mr. We can't hear you. Or is it me? Is anybody else hearing us?
can you hear me very well now, ma?
Okay, now I can hear you.
Okay, so I said there are times when I want to make decisions and different things limit my decisions. Like I'm often like I often overthink. I put it that way because I'm always analyzing things
Yes.
extremely. Even when I have people, it's part of why I find it hard staying with someone. I have people around me. I have friends I love to be with and I love to be around with me, but I'm always finding it hard to stay with someone, like have a roommate, have a flatmate and stuff like that because I'm so aware of details. Like I don't like it when people just come and try to like disorganize everything. And
Yourself.
once someone like I'm trying to like I don't know how I can just change it because there are sometimes that someone can do something little that is not meant to affect me, but it just ends up affecting me. Like I just find it very hard to just overlook it and
Okay.
just
Okay,
yes.
I get you clearly. And let me say to you, don't look at it too much as a negativity. It's important. So you don't beat yourself too hard. Rather, look at it as, okay, what are the things, how can I become a bit more tolerating? Tolerate. So it starts from mindset. Remember, we talked about the mind. Your
Yes,
mindset
ma'am.
is must be that, okay, everybody cannot be like me.
Yeah,
First and
I'm getting better at that. But like in terms of business now, I
okay,
have this, like now I'm a student in
okay,
school. I'm schooling in OEU. So there are times when, okay, I wanted to have been like, I'm very open to new things. I love learning new things. And I think one of my bad side is I am not really consistent. It's something I'm working on. I tend to like change choices like really quick because I tend to always
okay,
want to learn everything at once and stuff like that. So recently I had, okay, I wanted to start a business and I've been having like problems with it because I'm always scared to approach some people and like just tell them about my business and stuff like that. So like there's this part of me that's always thinking, oh, if I go up to them, what if they like don't like it? What if they talk and stuff like that? So I've been trying to
so
like,
you preempt people. You're already thinking, what if they do this? What if they do, and a
yeah,
thousand thoughts is in your head at the same time. Yes, that is typical for melancholy and phlegmatic people. It's typical. But what you need to then do, as I would say, is number one, be confident in yourself. Um, don't don't live a life of depending on approval from people. You need to watch it and say, okay, why am I doing what I'm doing? Remember, you need to talk about we talked about your self discovery. Why am I doing what I'm doing? And then why am I doing this? If you can answer the question, then let the purpose of what you are doing overwhelm your heart. So, I'm doing this because I want to. Okay, I want to achieve this. I want to add value. I want to. So that purpose is what will drive you over your feelings. Then number two, you also need to, like I mentioned before, be confident in yourself and in your capacity, in the skills that you have. As by wanting to learn several things, you may just tell yourself you have to just learn to do it one at a time. It's okay to learn
yes,
several things.
ma'am.
And you do it one after the other. When I finish this, I finished it. Your melancholy nature actually also helps you to be orderly. So you can apply that order to say, okay, I will do this, I will learn this year. By next year, I will learn this. By next
This,
year, I will a structure to your life to say, this is how I'm going to do it. So you're not saying, oh, I'll do this a bit and I'll run away. I'll do this a bit and I'll run away. So that
yes,
they
ma'am.
can,
So I have just one last question. How does someone
ah,
overcome, not just one, how does someone overcome this, what do they call it again? I'm trying to look for the name, I'm forgotten. Self, like when you feel, oh, I've forgotten the word. Like when you feel like it's not you, like when you achieve something, but you feel you're not worth it or something like
okay, so
it's not.
when I talked about self-sabotaging thoughts,
Yes, but not in a way. There's another word for it. There's something for it. I'm trying to remember. It's ash- if I when I remember, I'll drop it in the comment section. Sorry, ma'am.
okay,
Yes.
no problem, no
Imposter
problem.
syndrome. Yeah, someone just wrote it. Like how to
Okay,
overcome imposter syndrome. I get it a lot. No matter how, like sometimes I know I deserve something. Like I worked hard for it.
and then you don't, and then you start telling yourself that maybe you don't deserve it. Sometimes, okay, so let me say, I'm not sure I get well the picture of what you're painting correctly, but uh, when it comes to your mind, one of the things you must understand is that your mind gives you what you are put into it. Your mind is like a computer. It's what you have fed it with that it will give back to you. So if you have fed your mind with thoughts or words of fear, of inadequacy, if you've allowed your environment to influence your mind so much so to tell you that you're not good enough to do the thing, then you see that those things that you fed your mind with will come challenging your mind anytime you want to do anything big. It's a natural thing. It is what you feed your mind with that it gives back to you. So if you want your mind to give you confidence, you need to feed it with words of confidence. For those of us who are Christians, we settle down on God's word because it's actually superior to whatever opinion anybody else has. So I say, even if somewhere around me I'm feeling like I'm not capable, I look at my career, I can talk, and I see this happens to almost everybody. If you go on LinkedIn, you see some of your friends who have graduated, and you see this one is working in Shell, that one is working in that one. You ask, oh God, where am I? Where am I? I've never started. I don't know if any of you have had such experience before. If you go online and you see other people, and you begin to wonder what is going on here, but the issue is that what will rule your mind is the first picture, the picture of yourself, confidence of who you are in God, what you have been created to do, and that's why I say you must keep that. What I do for myself, I have my own life vision document. So I constantly go back to it. Keep my journal. I remember part of what we discussed, what will help you to build a good self-image and self-confidence. We talked about the fact that you must have the part of the spiritual connectivity, because believe me, there are things that you cannot have answers to when it comes to normal. And when we get there, there's another module that will focus on that, a spiritual connectivity. And believe me, it's a reality in life. And that's why for some of us, we must focus on where do you get your belief. Remember, we talked about your belief as the foundation of your life, the foundation of what you do, the foundation of your values. So what are your beliefs? Do you believe that you will end up a failure? Do you believe that this would work for you? If that's what you have fed your mind with, then it will keep limiting. But if you feed your mind with possibilities and the fact that you are confident that it can be great, then it will happen for you. You may not happen immediately. And you see, these are not new things. These are things that have happened over the years. If you go back to the days of Isaac Newton and most of the inventions that were created, all of them are people who faced challenges. Some of them didn't even go to school. Some of them, in inventing those things they invented, were just exploring. And people will see them and tell them, you're a fool, this thing works. How did it form light? How did it start light? The person who created light, how did he do it? I think we got to know that he had tried it about 99 times and failed. Now, so there will always be situations that will tell you that this thing won't work. The issue is, what did you focus your mind on? Are you focusing on your difficulty or focusing on the possibilities that you know can come out of it? So those are the critical things. There are a lot of questions I think I see questions in the chat room now. Let me see if I can just take
Thank
one
you,
more and then we
ma'am.
can end. Thank you. You're welcome to me. Let me see if I can just take one more question and then we'll go. What can be the solution to always constantly losing motivation about things? Yes, so you need to find something superior. If you're constantly losing motivation, find what can motivate you. You have to find something superior, and that's why spiritual connectivity is most superior. I can tell you, and I know that you find some people that were celebrities, you still find them get to the point where they get so tired about life, and sometimes some of them commit suicide because beyond the physical is the spiritual part. And if you go in fact, you need to create a spiritual connectivity. It helps you to keep yourself motivated even when things are tough. I have thought of starting my startup on different several ideas, but after about 2 months of critical thinking, I'll be like, this might not sell. Okay, so what you can do, Abdul, I don't know, I know it's Abdul. Sorry, let me go back to it. Abdul Shehu. Okay, what you can do is that startup you want to do, find some people who are already doing it. Find some people who are already doing it. Go there, learn from them, be a part of it, volunteer, let them mentor you. And then you will see that you will be able to get the capacity to start. Sometimes the reason you feel like that is because what you're looking at is not substantiated. Yeah, maybe you've done a lot of critical thinking, you've done paperwork, And then you begin to think maybe it might not sell. Go and find someone who is already doing it and see what they're selling. Perhaps work with them for a while, volunteer, get the hands-on experience and see what they're doing. Then you can tell. Hmm? How can you do away with procrastination? I don't care. Procrastination, plan yourself. Plan yourself, act promptly. Have a program. When I say plan, I don't say put plan in your head. Write it on paper. Yes, that's one of the major challenges of phlegmatics. Yes, procrastination. That's one of their major weaknesses. So plan yourself, put a plan for every day. This is what I want to do today. Write it on paper. Believe me, I started doing this as a teenager. I'm telling you. I'm telling you a principle that works like fire. Procrastination, you can overcome. When I was a younger person, I used to be very quiet and more of a melancholy. But as I grew, I'm more of a choleric man. I have a choleric more than melancholy, but I have both. Before, the melancholy used to supersede the choleric. But now my choleric side is even much more, maybe because of the several leadership roles that I have acquired. Yeah, but for now, why am I saying that? You can overcome procrastination. Start, write down, write what you want to do, and then put a timing to it. Then start it. It won't work immediately. You start, you will find out that, oh, what you wrote, you didn't do it. Yes, the next day, write again. And then again, you can get someone who you account to. That's why that's why having a mentor is a very great advantage. Have someone you are accountable to, that the person can ask you, so how about this thing that you said you're going to do? Have you done it? So the person puts you on your toes. You know that if I see this person, he will ask me. And then both of you can be helping yourself. You can have that kind of thing. Whilst you are helping the person is also helping. You must put measures around yourself to avoid procrastination. I don't know if time will permit us on another day. I will talk, or if I think one of our participants may talk about the issue of decision making. Otherwise, on the last day, I will just give you a brief on how to take decisions, what to do, how to take decisions, because I know that making can be a tough thing for a lot of people. So there are strategies to use, how you will take decisions, and time management. Time management. I think at this point we have to go. I don't know if I've been able to exhaust some of the questions in the chat box, but thank you very much for being a very interesting audience. You have interest. Okay, I'm saying I don't care. As a melancholy, I have interest in gaining new skill knowledge of how do I overcome the fear of failure. My dear, fear of failure is everywhere. It's real. It affects everybody. You want to start anything new. The first thought that comes to your mind is what if you fail? But you just what makes you overcome fear is faith. You must believe and then move on to take the steps that you need to take. You may need someone to assist you in taking your first step. Let me tell you, one of the most difficult things is to take the first step. Like the day you decided to register for this program, I don't know, maybe you had reasons not to register, but if you took the step, the first step is usually the soft step. The moment you take the first step, the other steps can begin to form. So break that initial, and I think it works. But I assure you, there are so many other things you will learn as we go. This is just 1 week. By the second week, you will begin to thank me. So I'm waiting. I'm looking forward to get the thank you. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. I think, are we all on the WhatsApp group? Are we all on the WhatsApp group? Yes. Okay. So we're going to send you the assessment link, and I would right now work with my team members to ensure that we download and upload on the YouTube so that you can go back and watch, listen. You have 1 week before the next session So you can do your time, you can think, you can ruminate, you can take decisions, because at the end of this program, you must be a better version of yourself. I want you to say to yourself, I must be a better version of myself by the end of this program. Okay, so glad to have all of you. If you want to unmute and say hello, if you want to put on your video and let me see your face, I'd like to. And I look forward to seeing you there.